Okay, I want to do a series of videos here, just on things you want to do when choosing a holster, whether it's from us here at CS Holsters or from someone else. It's irrelevant. But there are certain things you do want to look for when buying a holster. One of the things you want to look for an inside the waistband holster is adjustability. Adjustability you are going to get from these holes here. There's an additional hole under here. That lets you adjust the height of the holster, how high it rises in your pants in relationship to your belt line. Your belt line being the top of the belt clips here, and how high the gun is going to ride in your pants or out of your pants, so to speak, the part exposed. It will also let you adjust the holster for cant, how your gun, the angle of your gun again in relationship to your belt, whether it's straight down or 5 degrees, 7 degrees, 10 degrees, how much ever you want to put into it. That's one of the things you want to look for, is the adjustability. The other thing you want to look for is the trims. There's two kinds of trims. There's the trims of the leather, and when I say trims of leather, I mean it actually is how much leather is not there. You'll see some holsters that are absolutely mammoth. Problem with those is it's a lot of leather that doesn't need to be there. Why have it if you don't need it? It just is going to pucker. It's going to create bulges. You're already trying to hide a pound of steel in your pants. Let's eliminate any bumps and puckers that don't need to be there. So by trimming away the extra leather, you're helping your concealability and eliminating bumps and puckers. Also, it has to do a lot with the grip when you get into the sweat shield of the gun. How easy you can achieve a grip, how fast you can achieve a grip, and whether or not you have to adjust your hand on the gun when you obtain a grip and draw the weapon. So, short story, things we're going to look for is adjustability, trims, how high the Kydex is trimmed, and the direction that the Kydex is trimmed in relationship to the belt line. If it's not trimmed parallel to the belt line, then you need to look at something else. If it's trimmed, some of them are trimmed straight down this way. You put your holster in your pants and your pants roll over the top of the holster. It makes reholstering a major pain, and in my opinion unsafe. Make sure it covers the whole barrel of your gun, especially guys like me that carry a full-size gun. Don't let your sight hang out. You're going to eventually run into a problem with it, being that it's banged into a countertop or something and dings your front sight or dings the finish on your gun. The extra couple bucks you're going to pay for the coverage, full coverage, is, in my opinion, well worth it. Just keeping your gun in good shape. I mean, it also helps with wear on your pants. But anyway, we'll get in more into that later. We're looking for adjustability, we're looking for trims, and we're going to look for whether or not you can disassemble it to clean it. Clean the leather, clean the inside of the Kydex. There's a lot more involved in cleaning than people think. Well, it helps a lot more. Just keeping the funk down. I mean, keeps your gun clean. I don't take a shower and put the same clothes on. I'm not going to clean my gun and put it back in a dirty holster. Only makes sense. Let's see, what else? Adjustability, trims, disassembly, thickness of the leather. Make sure they're at least using a 10-ounce leather. You don't want to buy a baseball glove made out of toilet paper. You don't want to buy a holster that's made with less. It's just more comfortable. It keeps the lumps and bumps on your gun from transferring to your body. You can fall asleep in our holsters and not notice whether you're carrying a revolver or a totally smoothed out 1911. Doesn't matter. The leather keeps that from affecting you as much. The other thing we offer to increase that even more is the foam backers. Not only does this help with comfort, if you sweat a lot, I sweat like a pig in the summer, it lets me take isotopic rubbing alcohol, dampen a rag with it, wipe this down, and at the end of summer, at the middle of summer, whenever, my holster doesn't stink because I keep the sweat off it. It lets me keep it clean. And believe it or not, have somebody else take a whiff of your holster by the end of summer. It reeks. It's just the way it is. So again, I don't put the same clothes on when I take a shower. I like to keep my holster clean. So adjustability, trims, thickness of leather, thickness of Kydex is another one. We offer two options. General rule is full-size guns, thick plastic. Smaller guns, you can get away with thinner plastic. If you want to be able to operate your slide off of the Kydex, because you will have a little Kydex that sticks up above your belt line if you wear it the way I do. It's nice to be able to have that option. Whether or not you ever need to is irrelevant, but if I only have one hand free, I'm laying on my back in a parking lot, I know for a fact I can jam my rear sight against that and operate a slide off it. I mean, it just works. So adjustability, disassembly, thickness of leather, Kydex trims, and leather trims. Those are just some of the things you want to look at. We'll get more into each aspect of it as the video goes on. We'll do another series of videos on outside the waistband holsters, but for now, that's it. Have a nice day.